Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. Games Workshop have released some new win rates we can compare against our own. The stats were published in the MetaWatch article on Warhammer Community on the 30th of January. They gave win rates till the 29th of January from an undisclosed date, which we are assuming is from the last data slate. They didn't give any additional insight in the MetaWatch video regarding the date range. However, they do state hundreds of thousands of games have been played in the article, which to me can only be possible if their win rates from the last data slate. Therefore, our stats are from the 9th of September till the 28th of January. We have not collected the data from the 29th, however, as this was a Monday, it is unlikely there were many tournaments as they are usually played on the weekend. As we take all tournament results from Best Coast pairings, we should track GW's win rates very closely, as they have stated in the past that they use BCP as a data source, including the smaller tournaments. They are now official partners of BCP, which further suggests it is the main source of data for GW's win rates. The win rates are a little strange this time round, as the World Eaters and Black Templars are missing. We have provided our win rates for both these factions, and I have a few ideas where the results might have gone. We have taken the Necron and Admech win rates from when their codexes saw play across tournaments on the 11th of December. There has been some significant changes in the data slate. We will cover our thoughts on the changes in the next video. With that said, let's compare our win rates to GW's and assess how closely we are tracking their win rate. As usual, we track the GW win rates very closely indeed. We have 4 factions exactly the same as GW, with a further 12 within a 1% difference, meaning out of the 24 factions, we have 16 pretty much the same as GW. There are 5 with a 2% difference, with 3 off by a larger margin. Hats off to Fearless for doing an excellent job collecting this data as always. The biggest discrepancy is Codex Space Marines, which is out by 4%. However, I have a theory as to why this is the case. As we have shown, we have provided our Space Marine win rate, which is 44%, when we take out the Divergent chapters, as GW has always done in previous win rates. As the Black Templars are the best performing chapter, with a win rate of 53%, when we add their win rate back into Space Marines, we get to 47%, only 1% difference from GW. For me, this is too much of a coincidence, and it would explain why their Space Marine win rate is much higher, and where the Black Templars have mysteriously disappeared to. Unfortunately, the World Eaters are not mentioned at all on the win rate chart or in the MetaWatch video. I can see no reason why they haven't been included, and I don't think they have been added to Chaos Space Marines. When we tried that, we actually went further away from GW's win rate, as the World Eaters are performing slightly worse with 52%. Perhaps GW just forgot to include them, however, they did forget to nerf them in the balance update. 10th continues to look fairly well balanced overall. GW have 22 out of their 24 factions in the Goldilocks zone, where we have 21 of our 26 factions in the zone. We do have the Necrons 1% lower than GW, which placed them in the zone, however, they have managed to get over 55% fairly regularly since their codex released. If we did not adjust their win rate from the codex release, they would have been on 49%, which tells me GW must only be using data since the codex. We do have the Drukhari 2% lower, as the worst performing faction by our calculations. GW provided a brand new detachment for them, as well as some points cuts, showing GW are well aware they are struggling, even though they have them in the Goldilocks zone. The Adeptus Mechanicus are a little more suspicious. Our win rate from their codex release date puts them at 43%, which is much lower than GW's. To try and make sense of the GW Admech win rate, we took it from the last data slate as well, and it came out at 47%, which is only a 1% difference. Is it possible that GW have done this as well, to push the new codex into the Goldilocks zone? I would like to think they haven't done this, but without date ranges, we really can't know for sure. We have Guard below the zone, whereas GW had them just within. Seeing as it is only a 1% difference, this could easily be explained by the fact GW record more games than us, based on previous comparisons when they have given more information on their data. The Custodes are the last of the big differences, with us having them 3% lower than GW on 44% compared to their 47%. I am honestly not sure why this discrepancy exists, however, they have buff Custodes anyway, so again, they accept they need some assistance, although according to GW, they are within the Goldilocks zone. It is unfortunate that GW have not provided a bit more information in the MetaWatch video. Last time we gleaned a fair few insights from Stu Black regarding why they're making certain changes, such as trying to internally balance codexes. I think it is important to note that both the Necrons and Admech have remained unchanged, presumably because they are relatively new codexes, although this wasn't confirmed anywhere as far as I could see. I can only see the Necrons win rate increasing from here, with the factions competing for the top spot getting nerfed. The Admech will unfortunately continue to struggle, with many of the factions around them getting significantly buffed, even if you take GW's higher win rate of 46%. I do think there are some very strange happenings with this particular set of win rates. With 2 factions missing and some rather funny coincidences, Have GW intentionally manipulated these win rates to make factions look like they're doing better than they actually are? Let us know what you think in the comments. Having said that, overall the game looks to be in relatively good shape balance-wise, and most of the factions we have struggling and GW having the Goldilocks zone have got a buff anyway. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.